Good evening. Hi, my name is Shane Schultz. I am the creator and the host of Arisen Strength. Um, we've been having some tough times regards to uh, technical difficulties of all kinds. So that's why we're starting a little bit late. So I do apologize for that. In fact, I have no panel with me. I have just my producer, of which can hear me, and then there is just me that's going to be on the camera. So you're going to get a lot of my face telling you what we discussed on last Sunday, which was bullying. And then we're going to get to what it is that you can look forward to watching on Arisen Strength this Sunday coming up. We talked about bullying, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because we had a number of people message in and tell me the different types of bullying that we didn't discuss or cover. And to be honest with you, I didn't feel like the show was really finished. I didn't feel like we had gone over that subject in a sufficient way to where I was comfortable with that. So when I got the messages from the different types of people from all around, from Arisen Strength the Family, from Serenely Speaking, and from the JGF organization, I realized that, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a second show, which was going to be a two-part special on bullying. And what we're able to do was exactly what it is that I wanted to get done, and that was we gave pretty much a full view of what bullying is, not only to ourselves, but in an overall sense. We didn't discuss every single type of bullying. That was never my intention. We were planning on doing that throughout the year, to where we're going to discuss all types of different challenges and struggles that people are facing. But we did want to get into something that was, you know, a little bit more informative, give you a little bit more some facts to go on about bullying, to where we could actually bring awareness to the subject. Well, to be honest with you, I had planned on it being a little bit more a calm show and a little bit more informational. But as we did some research, the more that I did the research, the more amped up I got on the subject again. And the reason why is because I suddenly saw that there was a pattern that was happening. And that pattern was that bullying was going towards going after people who are mentally challenged, whether it be that they're autism or Asperger's or even chronic pain or chronic depression. It seems as if like the pattern is going after those types of people who struggle with those. And to be quite honest with you, I struggle with them. So that was something that definitely got my attention. And so we wanted to bring out awareness to that. What we did is we talked about some stories that were horrifying. They weren't just informational; they were horrifying, because what was happening is that there are people out there who think that it's funny or who think that it's entertaining to go ahead and to bully somebody who cannot defend themselves, whether it be physically and or mentally. We talked about some very horrifying type of incidents and actions that were taken at the expense of another human being. For instance, we talked about there was two gentlemen. One was 18 and 19, and the other one was 19 years old. And they took a 14-year-old and told him that he was going to die tonight. And they put him inside a dog cage with what seemed to be like a Rottweiler. This was just one of those types of stories, and to come full circle with that story, those two individuals are in a juvenile delinquency system, and they had $20,000 bail in order to get out of jail because the father did press charges. And so we definitely, you know, kudos to that gentleman to protect his son who is definitely terrified and still is terrified from the nightmares that he has because of that incident. We talked about a number of different stories like that. The story that we were talking about came with a full factual view that bullying is nothing like it used to be. It isn't just about somebody's turf. It's not about somebody being a little bit dominant over another. It's not about stealing your milk money. It's not about taking your lunch. Now it's about life and death, and it's happening more and more in a pattern that is very disturbing when it comes to, like I said, to people who cannot defend themselves, whether it be physically and or mentally. So we did that, and afterwards we also discussed Joey Aquilino, who is the CEO of the JGF organization. He discussed in detail some about animal abuse and how animal abuse can be constitute as bullying. And I'm an animal lover, just like many of you that are out there, and I couldn't agree more. There was definitely some details that he brought to the table regarding Blackfish article, regarding the abuse of killer whales and dolphins, as well as other animals. I personally brought up a story, or not a story, actually it was a video that I watched on YouTube, to where a young boy who was approximately 6 or 8 years old, he got a kitten, or not a kitten, a full-fledged cat for his birthday. And he proceeded to launch that cat out into the middle of the road, not once, not twice, but 5 times, before the neighbor that was actually filming him said anything to the point of, "What are you doing?" It took 5 times, and it also took for the cat to actually be injured in the middle of the road before somebody actually said that something was wrong here and I need to put an end to it. Bullying is not something to put a blind eye to. It's not something to look the other way. It's not something to take lightly or at all. It's something that's taken very serious. This is something that can be, like I said, it can mean life or death. And this is where we want to be able to bring awareness to that, because there are too many incidents that are out there as to where Crystal had brought up from a parent's point of view, where young teenagers and young people are finding themselves in a corner that they can't get out of, and they can't get away from that bullier that's coming after them, whether it be physically, emotionally, or by cyberbullying. More and more people are choosing to end their lives over this type of subject, and we definitely wanted to bring awareness to it. And thanks to Crystal, who is a parent and who has 3 children. I'm sorry, 2 children, and she was able to give us an overview of what parents go through having children, and to watching them and how they utilize social media just as a norm in their daily lives. And then we also got a chance to talk about bullying is not what it used to be, and we know that. But we went to having our celebration to where we were actually able to discuss an article that I found in regards to a boy named Jake. And Jake is a gentleman who has autism, and he's relatively functioning well. And he was being part of a gym atmosphere, as to where they were playing a game of soccer or something in that sense. And he was part of this film project called the Bully Project. And he didn't really know what was going on, but he was actually being followed by this production crew. And they followed him past what it is that he thought that he still was on. So all of a sudden one day, while playing soccer and everything, everybody's sitting down. Well, Jake decided that he was going to get up and that he was going to address his class, of which he believes is the bully of his life, which are people are ignoring him, making fun of him, and also not allowing him to play just like anybody else. So Jake got up and, with all the courage in the world, he addressed the entire class and said that he wanted to be their friend, but he knew that they didn't want to be his, and that he was also a very big target for people's entertainment and also overall misgivings, treatment, from people that he goes to school with every day. And we gave him a round of applause because Jake had that strength within him. He had the Arisen strength within him to be able to bring that out and to be able to say what it is that he was thinking and feeling at the time. And thankfully, when Jake checked back with the production crew of the Bully Project, he said that things were getting a little bit better. So that's how we rolled up. We rolled everything into our bullying segment. We, like I said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to visit this again throughout the year in different ways, and it's something that is impassioned to everybody on the panel, including myself. And so, we're going to make sure that as much awareness can be brought to it, so that we can say, hey, look, we want to make a difference, and that difference is changing the mentality of what people feel and think, and giving a value to another person. Each person has a value, and neither of those people have any more value than the other. And that's what we try to do, is we try to change that mentality, one person at a time if need be, but hopefully it'll have a ripple effect as to where things will make a difference. So that was what we did with bullying. Boy, I got to tell you, without a producer, man, I'd run out of gas fast here. What we're doing, what Wayne is trying to do is he's giving me our contact list, which is for our show on Arisen Strength. You'll notice that Arisen Strength, our email is arisenstrength@gmail.com. You can see us on Twitter at Arisen Strength, all in one word, or tweet us with a hashtag Arisen Strength, again, all one word. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us in two different pages. There's the page Arisen Strength, of which is where we started, and because we've grown as fast as what we did in a quick way, we started our own group, which is now called the Arisen Strength family. These are two pages that are very active, and so we definitely invite all of our audience to join these pages, so that you can be part of the Arisen Strength family and the Arisen Strength movement, so to speak, so that you can be part of this exciting change that we're trying to make in this world. So that's how you go ahead and you contact us. Now we're going to get to the point as to where we're going to talk about what Arisen Strength is going to talk about on Sunday night. Sunday night we're going to talk about multiple sclerosis. This happens to be a disease, an illness, a condition that I'm very familiar with. And unfortunately, I have a couple friends and loved ones that are challenged by this condition. Multiple sclerosis is one of the hardest illnesses to have in this world today, because there is no cure, and it does affect the body in so many different ways that can be utterly debilitating. So what we want to do is we wanted to bring awareness to multiple sclerosis. Well, it turns out that the month for the awareness of multiple sclerosis is on March. So with that being the case, it just so happens to be perfect as to where we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about multiple sclerosis, or MS, in a way that we like to do with Arisen Strength. There's no doubt that we know that this is a tough illness. It's a tough challenge to deal with. But with the panel, we have Crystal, who actually is a nurse, myself, who deals with motivational speaking. Joey Aquilino is also a very motivating type of person, as he utilizes the JGF network to be able to bring awareness to number of different subjects, including MS. And then we have Wayne Hacker, of which is probably the most compassionate individual that I know. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about MS, but we're also going to do our best in regards to Arisen Strength to be able to give the strength within, to keep the strength within, to keep those lives having dreams, talents, and capabilities in spite of the challenges that they face with their condition. We're going to talk about a motivator of which I find I've always liked ever since I saw him the first time, and that was Montel Williams, who is stricken with MS, and he has a unique way of looking at the illness and a motivating attitude that just absolutely is encouraging, not only to people who have MS, but really anybody that would be watching him. And also I'm going to tell a story about my own family member, who I lovingly care for. His name is Davey, who's had MS ever since he was 4 years old, and he is probably the strongest individual that I know. And so between the panel, the interview with Montel Williams, and my story that I have to tell about Davey, we're going to bring Arisen Strength around this subject, and we're going to make this topic something that's not just about the debilitating illness, but about the people and about the strength that's within them. So you definitely want to tune in on Sunday night at 8 p.m. You'll notice that all our shows are embedded right into the sites that Arisen Strength, Serenely Speaking, and the JGF organization. Our shows are embedded right into those sites, so that you can go ahead and you can just hit play, and you'll find us right off the bat. You'll in real time for the full hour. So I hope you join us. I know it's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to it, especially with Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. And for right now, I just appreciate your patience. We're still dealing with some bugs, but the reason why we're dealing with them is because we're trying to improve. As my friend Wayne always talks about, learn, improve, share. Well, we're definitely sharing it with you that we're trying to improve, and we're learning a lot. So, but I promise you, we're going to get it straightened out, and we're going to have quite a few announcements that are going to be exciting and different. And just keep with us, and I promise you, you're gonna have some fun. So I'm gonna let you go this evening. My name is Shane Schultz. I am the creator and host of Arisen Strength, and I just want to let all the people that are challenged and struggling, with their dreams and talents and capabilities. I know how you feel, and I'm here to help.